I'm gonna tell the guy, you better control your bitch. you gotta tell me, excuse me, when you're the one that cut me off. Excuse me, bitch.
This is the weird after credits because Matt and I saw the movie last night, and me and Liam saw the movie this morning. It was that good. Anthropoid. Just got out of that, Liam and I right now. It's a movie about two spies that go into Czechoslovakia to assassinate Hitler's third in command, who's nicknamed the Butcher of Prague. Spies are played by, what is this, Cillian or Killian?
Cillian.
Yeah, it's Cillian Murphy and Jamie Dornan.
Cillian Murphy, you might know him as Scarecrow from Batman Begins, and Jamie Dornan, Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. Initial thoughts, what'd you think of this?
Great movie. I already knew the story before because, you know, history books, World War II is one of my favorite historical events. Great acting, great sound bits. It's very rare to get good war movies.
Yeah.
This is one of my top 3 2016 movies. Decisions made, top 3.
Damn.
Until we get to Star Wars Rogue One or something like that. But we'll see about that.
This movie, it felt so tight and contained, and it takes place over only like a couple days time, and so you get like every moment.
I know.
No.
It takes place over a couple months.
Yeah, but it's like the crux of the story is like those last few months, and I think it was really well edited, really well balanced performances by. I mean, I knew Cillian Murphy was going to be great because he's a great actor. Yeah. I didn't know anything about Jamie Dornan. I said, oh, it's a fucking 50 Shades of Grey guy. He was great.
Not to mention Toby Jones is in this too.
Yeah, Toby Jones was. I'm a big fan of Toby Jones.
This movie was killer. It's a spy thriller in the sense that realistic spies, and I'm not talking like James Bond Skyfall shit. I'm talking about they're sitting around waiting for days to figure this stuff out, looking at tiny little clues here and there. Everybody's watching over their shoulders.
It's kind of like an Imitation Game, a little bit.
A little bit. Before we go any further, spoiler alert. You know it. We're going to spoil the shit out of this. We're going to give you our scores, and we're going to give you our final thoughts on the flick right here. Click on that time code. If not, we're going to go straight into this. Who the fuck thought Jamie Dornan could act? Surprisingly pulling off like this sympathetic, more he's a guy that's trying to, I guess, live a normal life, whereas Cillian Murphy has sort of accepted that this mission will more than likely kill him.
He plays fear very well. He's got the shakedown pat, like when he's scared to do something, but Cillian, man, he played his character very well. And it's almost like scary well, where he's like, you know, death doesn't faze him.
He kind of established their relationship in the opening scene, where it's this scene where they've just parachuted in. They go to this guy kind of helps them out. They go to his house and they realize that he's gonna call
the Gestapo.
Yeah, and Cillian Murphy just like takes out his gun. Cillian Murphy, whatever. He just takes out his gun and flat up like shoots the guy. Like he's like automatically like he knows the danger of the situation, whereas Jamie Dornan like can't shoot the guy because he's never killed anybody before.
They're being sheltered by the Czech resistance, and they go to this safe house where Jamie Dornan meets this girl Marie. And Cillian, what's great about Cillian Murphy in this movie is that he's in the scenes, but he's always has his own agenda. So he's watching a scene play out, and then he comes on in because Jamie Dornan has the hots for Marie. And he goes, "Do you have a friend as lovely as you are that we can like go out on the town? Because if two dudes walk out, it's gonna look weird. Two dudes walking out in the middle of the day, not at work.
Nazi-occupied Czechoslovakia. They weren't so great to the homos over there.
I was about to say, you thought Americans were bad. This is the kind of movie where you're looking at the people committing suicide and you go, good move. You see the shit that people go through, that the Nazis fucking torture motherfuckers.
The way the Gestapo was portrayed in this movie is probably like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it was great.
I mean, it's accurate.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I mean. Don't take me wrong, guys. And that's what some of these wartime movies don't have.
Yeah.
That this does. Stupid fucking Billy, man. Even though that's not his name, but we call him Billy.
They're in the back, and the signal for them to end their secret meeting behind the bar is this dude runs in and taps the bell just once. and they're trying to climb out the window, and Billy fucking drops a chair. And
there's a shot in that scene, like right after Billy drops the chair, that like before Cillian Murphy like pulls out his gun, he kind of looks over like, the fuck, man?
Like, you fucking really, man?
I love Billy's reaction to his like, whoa?
Yeah.
I want to kind of roll back a little bit.
Yeah.
When remember how you he like you said, he was like, do you have any, you know, wonderful ladies just like yourself?
Oh yeah.
And then you know, this is how we met Lenka, and it's the bar scene, or the party.
Yeah.
And
that party scene, I gained a newfound appreciation for the direction.
You don't really see makeup on female during that time, and if you did, it brought a lot of attention. And Cillian Murphy's character is like, basically says, why the fuck are you wearing makeup with us? You're gonna drag attention to us. And she basically took it as an insult.
She's never met him before, and
yeah.
so she's trying to justify herself by saying, well, it's wartime and I want to party. Like,
yeah,
fuck you, man. I think the line is like, for women, the lipstick is like,
freedom
is the only thing that gets us away from wartime, even if it's for a few hours. And then Cillian Murphy's like, well, here's what happens. When women wear makeup, they get noticed. When they get noticed, we get noticed. If we get noticed, we all get shot.
Yeah. You can tell he loved playing this part too.
Oh god, yeah. When Marie and Lenka first show up and Jamie Dornan like stands up as is custom on a first date, Cillian Murphy's just sitting there like, these bitches right here. Did you see how pimp he was in that? He goes, sit down. And then everybody's like, well, shit. Yes, daddy.
So in that scene, he was kind of right. All the fucking Nazis in that fucking party were all sitting there like, what's going on over here?
Like, damn, that girl's fine. It wasn't focused on them, but it could have easily been focused on them.
Yeah.
And when she slaps him.
And that's when they were all,
yeah, they're the Nazis.
Because in that scene, he was like, okay, now that, basically what he says is, now that we got this, you know, settled, slap me in the face, do it now. And she goes, and it wasn't even that hard.
It wasn't that hard, but it was hard enough. And then she added the extra caveat of,
don't call me a whore.
I am not a whore.
Yeah.
This is what I thought was great about this scene, was that Sean Ellis, who directs this movie, and he's also the cinematographer. We didn't see this because we left. It totally works to have a director who's the guy that controls how everything looks, because it's a very lean movie. They set up this scene as the girls walk in, Nazi guy gives her the hots, and that's one cut. And so he gives you just enough information to go forward. And whenever she says, I'm not a whore, the next shot is of a portly lady who's kind of looked at the conversation, but she does one of those like, okay, it's not my business. And so that's how Sean Ellis gives you the information of, not only are the Nazis paying attention, there are other people paying attention to this conversation too. It kind of gives you this idea that Cillian is watching literally everyone in this bar and is trying to figure out the one scenario that's going to make them get off his ass. They mirror these two scenes that whenever she realizes she fucked up, she apologizes, but then later there's this scene where she finds out that Cillian Murphy and Jamie Dornan have lied to them about them going to assassinate, you know, Heydrich. There's Hitler, Heinrich Himmler, and then Reinhard Heydrich.
Yeah. They were both saying, if you fucking kill this dude, you're fucking Czechoslovakia. Because now they're just gonna sit there and they're gonna round so many people up and slaughter us.
I thought that was a fantastic theme to this flick, where
the consequences of...
It was kind of one of those movies where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there wondering, there's this great scene where Marie's looking at Jamie Dornan and she's crying. She goes, well, tell me what's right. And he doesn't answer. You know how you know who you got some good pussy? The first time after you fuck, you ask the girl to marry you?
Dude, we...
Damn, Jamie Dornan.
That's some good pussy. You gonna fuck her one night and then the next few nights, guys, I'll have an announcement.
You know what fucked me up about that? He made that announcement that he was gonna get married to Marie the same day as the kid's birthday.
That's actually one of my nitpicks.
Yeah, but he was a pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You're gonna sit there and tell me that you gonna fuck a chick and then ask her to marry you the next fucking few nights? I mean, I know, I get it. It's like...
But what if the pussy's too bomb?
I understand why, because it's wartime, you know, things are kind of pushed short. But it just didn't feel right at the time. I felt forced. And that's why I kind of felt uneasy about it.
I originally had a problem with that until I heard Cillian Murphy say something like, it's been 4 months. It could have been doing this court shit for 4 months, and then they fucked, and then they decided, let's get married because we're both hopeless romantics.
Timestamps would have helped through this movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie where timestamps was necessary.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like in the in-your-face Civil War.
But yeah, it could be like in the bottom left corner saying 2 months later.
Yeah.
Or like the SpongeBob voice. 3 hours later.
To explain continuity, because sometimes we give a shit, sometimes we don't. Batteries died, we went to racetrack and got food.
My favorite line in the entire movie, Marie's like, turns to them and she's like, wait, so you're gonna murder Heinrich? And Cillian Murphy's like, we're here to assassinate him because murder would imply that he has a life worth living. I was like, damn, son, that is some cold shit.
No, but the reason that's so cold is whenever you said it like a line for the trailer.
Right.
Whenever Cillian Murphy said it, he said it just kind of, it's like, no, assassinate. Murder implies that he has a life worth living.
Yeah,
it was so offhand.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to what he's saying, you're like, God damn, that shit's cold. But he believes it.
You get to the point where it's time to assassinate the dude. You got one guy going on the side of the street, and he's got this mirror. He's got to flash it in case, you know, if the convoy is not armed, or whether it's armed. And I forgot, what was the alternative?
If Heinrich had an armed escort, then he was supposed to light a cigarette.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And if not, he was supposed to flash a mirror and flash the sun at them.
And then you got another guy that's across the street, and when the flash happens, he'll walk in front of the escort, kind of slow them down and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you guys.
Being a Nazi dude, and being like one of the biggest Nazi dudes of all time, you'd think that like if some dude's just randomly gonna run in front of the biggest Nazi dude's car,
I'd get a little pissed.
After that, you got Cillian. He's on the bench.
he's
and then
ready
you got
to shoot.
Yankovic. You got him around the corner with just a pistol, I think.
No, it's a pistol and a homemade grenade.
That's what it was.
Cillian was supposed to stand in front and shoot, and then to provide support against maybe an armed escort or something, another distraction, Dornan was supposed to throw a grenade.
Here comes this the trolley, and I really thought this was going to be an armed escort right behind the trolley, because I thought that would be a perfect move.
Dude, I would have. Can you imagine if he would have flashed it, but then he didn't realize?
That's what I was like,
oh my god.
You heard me. I was like, oh, you're fucking up, man. Don't flash yet. God damn it. The guy walking across the street, and then you got the convoy coming in. And here comes Cillian with his machine gun, and the bitch fucking jams. God. And he's just sitting there like, fuck. And he's trying to get it, and you know, you get it, and he keeps looking up. And Reinhardt and his driver, they get up, they start shooting. Cillian goes behind a pillar, and then you got
Jamie Dornan fucking throwing a grenade.
That grenade was
disables
awesome,
the car, and they're all, you know, gunfire, shooting, and
the chaos is real.
It's literally erupting, and then Billy, where are you, fucking Billy?
Yeah.
You didn't fucking show up, you jackass. You end up going to the church, right?
Yeah, and they're like hanging out there.
Billy. You fucked up.
Not only did he fucking not show up to the party,
he gives away the fucking family.
Not even the fact that he gives up the people that actually shot the dude, he gives up the family that helped them hide out. This fucking scene starts, like, throughout the entire movie, the house that they've been hiding at, the kid's been playing violin, they attended his birthday party, and it was kind of shitty at the violin at first.
But you see the Nazis, they stepped on his fucking violin.
That pissed me the fuck off!
I was like, are you fucking serious? The violin did you trick to you!
Motherfucker, that is a Stradivarius! And that was when he was starting to get really good.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best he's ever played in the entire movie.
The way that they put the sound of the violin, like, over some of the scenes was really good.
Dude, it's like watching a lamb walk off a cliff, and it is terrifying. They interrogate his mom.
Oh, she basically said, oh, you know, there's no, I don't know what you're talking about. This fucking Gestapo officer just straight up goes, right in her fucking face. I'm like,
right in the nose.
God damn.
You have dead silence, and the sound
all you
of
hear
her
is a
snot, crack of the nose, blood, her coughing. It is
maybe a few teeth. I didn't really see
oh
teeth, but
man,
I'm pretty
it
sure
is
there was some teeth.
It's so brutal.
She pisses herself. And then the Gestapo officer is disgusted, so he's basically looking over at his second command and he goes, finish this shit. And he walks out, I guess to like smoke a cigarette or something.
Mm-hmm.
She requests that, one, that the son not be killed because he's a violinist and he knows nothing of this, when in fact he knows everything about this. And two, that she goes to the bathroom to clean herself up. And he grants that request because second in command is just there to translate, and that's it. And so what she does is she goes into the bathroom, breaks open a cyanide pill, and kills herself.
The kid gave up everybody because
when you get shown a bucket with your dead mother's head in it, yeah, you're pretty much bound to do whatever they say.
Not only that, he
got the shit kicked out of him.
he got tortured beyond belief. He's about to pass out and he's just sitting there like this, and the Nazis were like basically like that, and you get a doctor comes in with a needle and it shoots him up with adrenaline. Now the kid's wide awake.
The kid can't pass out because of the pain. That is fucking, oh my god, that part, I'm just sitting there going, you motherfuckers, you've literally done everything you can to this poor child.
This is when, you know, shit kind of hits the fan because you got Nazis surrounding the church.
This entire movie is made up of people coming up with getaway plans and slowly having those plans foiled one by one. Because they do have one last getaway plan, which is one of the dudes that was there found this map of a sewer system underneath the church, and they're trying to break through this cement so they can get to that tunnel and, you know, if all else fails, escape that way. And whenever the Nazis find the plans, that's when my heart just said, all right, I'm done. I can't do this.
These Nazis are sitting there, they're fucking throwing grenades, shooting up the place.
Jeez, they never run out of grenades, too. Like, there's one point where Jamie Dornan's just lying, beaten, bloodied, and bruised. He sees a grenade come up next to him, and he just picks it up and just... This movie wouldn't work nearly as well if the characters were written as well. Because you go back to a scene, like, where the violin kid gets tortured. If they hadn't had set up these supporting characters and these main characters as well as they did, you wouldn't give a shit if that kid got fucked up. But because you do, that makes the torture more painful.
It's because the kid was so innocent.
That makes the villains more menacing.
Before the grenades start happening, you got Yankovic, and this is one of my nitpicks. The Nazis come in, and you got one guy holding the MG-44, or it was MG-42. If anybody knows the historical nicknames, is the paper shredder of the Nazi regime. You got him coming in, and you got the guy carrying bullets, and then another guy with the case of more bullets, I believe. You got them setting up with the table, and you know, Yankovic and everybody else is just shooting around them, and I'm like, here we go, another cliche machine gun scene. That's in every freaking movie. Star Wars, Star Trek, Saving Private Ryan. Everybody shoots around them, not at them. And I get why the directors do it that way, to make the scene more intense. But there are ways around that.
The fact that there's no music, you hear every round.
Oh, dude, it wasn't just
so loud, and
it was just like.
You could feel the bass moving in your chest too,
and you hear the rounds going, kind of bouncing off the ground. You're just like, oh, they're fucked. These guys held that church for 6 hours
in real life,
and it was 7 of them against at least 100 or plus Nazis. Then comes the part where you got the guys that are under the church. The Nazis come up with a plan to kind of drown them out. You got the fire hose Nazis coming in, and they kind of stick it in the little port, like the little window kind of under, you know, the basement. On top of that, you got Nazis throwing grenades in there. You got the another machine gunner shooting at that window at the same time. And then here you go, and you get the Nazis that found the map.
They set up a charge on the opposite side of the I guess the crypt or wherever they're staying. They blow that charge, and once they blow that charge, the guys are out. Like, the scene goes quiet. Cillian and the rest of the dudes that are in there with their tiny handguns just shooting the rounds that they can. This is one of the few times where music takes over, and because the music is used so sparingly, it works effectively. At the very end of the movie, we see the ghost of Lenka reaching out her hand for Yosef to join her in the afterlife, and once he takes that final bullet to the head, it's over.
They were waiting for Yosef because they kind of all wanted to go at the same time. That way, they know very damn well that the Nazis aren't going to get fucking anybody. He grabs her hand and goes, and then the rest of them go.
Clicked on the time code. Welcome back. We just ranted for about a good hour and a half about Anthropoid, and just letting y'all know, this is one of the best movies of the year. This is one of those war dramas that focuses on the characters, and because they focus on the characters, a subgenre like World War II, which there are so many movies about, this feels fresh, and you feel so involved in each and every one of these characters' stories and their struggles, and it's a brutal, haunting, but honestly gorgeous movie to watch. If you have a way to catch this, you've got to fucking catch it. Easy for me. Score 5 out of 6. Love the shit out of this.
Fantastic movie. Great direction. We broke down a ton of the scenes in the spoiler section of just like the intricacies of what's going on. Thought Jamie Dornan and Cillian Murphy were both fantastic. 2 Oscar-worthy performances. This is one of the best movies of the year. I'm going to give it 5 out of 6 stars.
One of the greatest war movies of 2016. In general, one of the greatest war movies ever. Great cinematography, great acting, great editing, pretty much great everything. And, you know, there's some things that were not understandable. Well, they were understandable, but it felt the scene wasn't right. Overall, I love the action. I love the actors. I felt for them. Fucking Billy. 5 out of 6.
If you like this video, please click the like button down below. We've got the subscriber going handheld again because I'm scared of that battery fucking dying. If you want to be the first to find out when new content's arriving, click the subscribe button down there too. We've got Facebook and Twitter pages you can follow for more movie news and random nonsense. We've got Liam's written blog. We've got my written blog. We're planning to come back next week. Well, later this week with, I think, War Dogs and Ben-Hur, because I want to see Morgan Freeman wearing a mop on his head. Fuck you, Billy. Alright, y'all have a good day. See ya.